Hey everyone, and welcome to the headquarters of Raptor Ruckus. Guys, I have some exciting news today. I think I'll be adding to my lineup. So here we have it. It is a 1991 LT250R. So how I came across it was through a two-stroke page, and it actually has over 400 likes, 33 comments, so it's definitely getting a lot of attention. But what's cool is that the owner actually lives right down the street from me. Now, what I like about this particular quad is that it is a 1991, which is one of the more desirable years for the LT250R. Now, I don't claim to be an expert on this quad, but here's just a little bit of background information. The LT250R hit the scene in 1985. It had a pretty basic two-stroke power plant, wasn't overly powerful, and the suspension was rather limited. In fact, the rear swing arm had this strange floater thing going on. And what's nice is that throughout the years, Suzuki did improve their platform. So in 1987, Suzuki came out with a brand new power plant for the LT250R. They went from a 5-speed transmission up to a 6-speed transmission. They also added a power valve, and just it's a better flowing engine overall, making quite a bit more horsepower than its predecessor. And then in 1991, Suzuki revised their swing arm and suspension, adding quite a bit more shock travel and getting rid of that strange floater design that they originally had. So with this LT250R being a 1991, it makes it more attractive as a buyer because it has all the goodies: the 6-speed transmission, the power valve, the updated suspension, and the updated swing arm. Check this out, guys. This machine has been completely restored. But as you can see, the motor has been powder coated. It's actually been ported. The jug has been ported. The motor has been recently rebuilt. Comes with some extra goodies. As you can see, it just has that beautiful blue powder coating on the frame and the engine. Plastics are in great shape. Graphics are looking good. Has a set of Nerf bars. A-arms have been powder coated. The shocks look fantastic. I think those were restored. It has the Paul Turner racing pipe, which is awesome. That's the same exhaust that I am running on my Honda 250R. So it'd be really cool to have two vintage bikes with the same exhaust. But I wasn't necessarily looking to add LT250R to my lineup, but this is almost too good to pass up. I think it does have an aftermarket rear axle. It's just a really sharp looking bike. This is where he did the motor rebuild recently. So it does come with an extra seat, which is nice. So the seller is asking $3,500, which in all honesty, I think that's a pretty fair price for this quad, especially if it's in good running order. Again, it's the more desirable year, the 1991. Plus, I mean, check it out. It's been completely restored. Has a brand new crankshaft, crank bearings, piston. Looks like the A-arms are aftermarket. The shocks have been refurbished. Looks like it has a new radiator. So if it's a good running quad, I think it's definitely worth the price. So guys, let's go ahead and pick this machine up. All right, I'm about 5 minutes away from picking up this LT250R. So excited. Again, I think it's going to be a great addition to the lineup. Wasn't really looking for one, but when this opportunity presented itself, I felt like I had to jump on it. So I'll see you on the flip side. Okay guys, I'm back and I did pick up that 1991 LT250R. It is a sweet bike. It has a lot of new parts. The guy who I bought it from definitely put a lot of time and effort into it. So I'm super excited to add it to my lineup and have it on the channel. So I'm actually on my way to St. Joe State Park. I have my Raptor 700 loaded up as well as the other two bikes. So we're going to get the bikes out and do some riding. So stay tuned. And we made it to St. Joe State Park. Ladies and gentlemen, the 1991 LT250R. I know these typically come yellow and blue, but I love the white and blue. I think it looks really nice on this machine. But as you can see, it's in phenomenal shape. The guy I bought it from, like I said, put a lot of time and effort into it. He told me that whenever he picked it up, kind of the same story as my Honda 250R, it was in rough shape and gave it the old restoration. But just a little bit of information. Again, it is a 1991 LT250R Suzuki. So the motor is pretty much stock. It has been ported, and you can see the initials of the dude who ported the cylinder, so that's pretty cool. So stock bore is 67 millimeters. This is a 67.5 Weisco. So it has been bored out just a little bit. It also has a hot rods crank that was recently dropped into this engine, as well as new crank bearings. It is the stock stroke. Carburetor is the Mikuni, stock Mikuni, 34 mil. I believe these are the stock front shocks. However, these are aftermarket A-arms. It's got some Nerf bars, ODI lock-on grips. It's got this pretty cool seat. It's got a unique design on it. I think it's growing on me. At first I wasn't sure, but it's definitely growing on me. He also threw in the original seat as well, so that's nice. Check this out. It has a Paul Turner racing pipe, which is so cool because my Honda 250R also has a Paul Turner racing pipe. Swing arm is looking good. Everything's been painted, powder coated, gone through a bunch of new bearings, sprockets, chain, all that good stuff. It does have a set of hub extenders. Personally, not a big fan of hub extenders, so I may have to switch those out. But all in all, I think it's a solid buy. Starts right up. Motor seems to run real good. I did test drive it just a little bit at the guy's house. But I'll strap on the helmet and we'll go for a little spin. It did come with these street tires. Obviously I do more off-road riding, so I will need to get a set of some Sun-F tires for it. Not a big deal. So I'll just do a little bit of riding today since it has the street tires on. But it's going to be a nice addition to the lineup, and it's going to be fun to do some head-to-head comparisons between the Suzuki LT250R and the Honda TRX 250R. Alright, like I said, I'm just going to do a quick back and forth. Not going to ride it a ton. Like I said, we still have these street tires that I need to switch out, but figure I would kind of give you an idea of how this LT250R runs. So this has a back kick, which is different from my Honda, which is a front kick. Starts right up. It's already been warmed up just a little bit, so it should be ready to rip. Just something about me. I love these vintage two-stroke quads. They're so much fun. And just a blast from the past. This is where sport quads came from. That's how it all got started. Something I immediately noticed between this machine and my Honda is that this has a lot more low end torque, but the Honda, I feel like, pulls harder on the top end. So the torque band is a little different. yeah, it pulls pretty hard. It pulls pretty hard. Oh man, that power band, once you hit it, it's off to the races. That's fun. Oh yeah, she runs good. I mean, you can always, you know, fine tune the jetting with the 2-stroke. But overall, I'm really happy with it. Yeah, like I said, I'm really happy with the purchase for the price. I think I got a really nice machine. Yeah, super excited. Yeah. Sweet. All right, it's a few weeks later and we are on site on some family property, a few acres of field. This is a great control environment to test out the LTR, put it through its paces, see how it rides. Since our little ride at St. Joe, I put on some Sun F off-road tires. If you recall, the LTR came with some street tires, which I really don't do too much riding on the street, so this will be a lot better suited for the type of riding I do. So we're gonna go ahead and rip the LTR and see what she's capable of. Purchase. This LT runs really good. So eventually, I think a cool video on the channel will be a comparison between the LT250R and the Honda TRX 250R. Both of these machines are lightly modded, and I think that would be a fun comparison between the two. So stay tuned to the channel for that.